All right, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachachorash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa Akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Another video through the Spirit, your brother Malak from GMS Detroit. And should we really be surprised? Should we really be surprised when any company, facility, person, government organization, charity organization, should we really be surprised when it, come to find out a particular group in America is actually, an Edomite, so-called white supremacist group? And here it is, you have the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center. They were caught, they were outed as a covert white supremacy group set up to throw off shade from real dangerous white criminals that are doing harm in the country, to redirect it towards, so-called, what they call domestic, potential domestic teas, in which notably they like to list the so-called black Hebrew Israelites, the falsely called, right, because we're simply the Hebrew Israelites. They listed us as a potential T threat, and now here it is, they've been ousted as money laundering racists. Should you be surprised? No. And here it is, you take some of these Eurocentric white Christianity Christians, Eurocentric white supremacist Christians. They've quoted items and words from the Southern Poverty Law Center to try to label us. And so what does that show you? Bingo. They're all in it together.
The heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And that's what we waiting on, y'all. Oh my gosh, y'all. When that day comes, when that day comes, and that man cracks the clouds, we're gonna see who the fuck has anything to say left. That's the only decent thing AI can do, is give us images as this. That's it, man.
Earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
What we're here today is to announce what the general just told you. The Southern Poverty Law Center, in a massive, sweeping indictment, has been charged with allegations of fraud and using the banking system to perpetrate that fraud. I just want to talk about a couple brief things here. The Southern Poverty Law Center themselves advertise to raise money to dismantle violent extremist groups for a period of at least a decade. They use their donor network to raise money to purportedly dismantle violent extremist groups. However, the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, used the money they raised from their donor network to actually pay the leadership of these very groups.
Wow.
I just want to say that again. They used the fraudulently raised money by lying to their donor network, thousands of Americans, to go ahead and actually pay the leadership of these supposed violent extremists.
So what that goes to show you immediately off rip, y'all, the very big social media push for racial tension is engineered and designed. The lowly peon average white American, so-called, right, the Edomites, who feels down on their luck, who see their women run into black, Latino, Native American men, who see that their economy is shit. They have been manipulated over these past years, right? The things that they believe, the little, hurtful comments they be leaving and talk, they've been engineered by people who are screwing them out of their own money, and who are taking that money to help themselves any damn way. The so-called white man is easily misled. I did a video on it recently. Very easily misled. They have such a hatred for us that you can talk them out of their money very easily. Lyndon B. Johnson said so famously. He can convince the lowest white man that he's better than the best black man. He'll empty his pockets for you. To that effect. The quote.
Groups. The groups, as the general laid out, include the Ku Klux Klan, the United Klans of America, Unite to Right, National Alliance, the National Socialist Movement, the Aryan Nation Motorcycle Club, and the National Socialist Party of America, and also the American Front. In at least one of these matters, our investigation revealed that funds were used to facilitate the commission of further state and federal offenses, totaling over $3 million. Furthermore, our investigation revealed that the Southern Poverty Law Center, on top of perpetuating this widespread, decade-long, multi-million-dollar fraud, conducted more criminal activity. They attempted to hide their criminal activity from our financial banking network. They set up shell companies and entities around America so that the financial institutions that we rely on as everyday Americans were deceived in believing.
I'm sorry, y'all. This is what you call white collar crime, cracker crime. See, a nigga will just come steal your purse. The so-called white man, he'll set up fraudulent businesses so that you can't trace his money, so that he can money launder and use it for other nefarious means that undermine the government and affect everyday citizens around them, and overarching plots that are nothing but maniacal. That's hey, y'all want to talk about the real criminal on the earth? How about the guy embezzling you for millions? It doesn't even compare. Come on now, y'all.
That money was not coming from the Southern Poverty Law Center in the perpetration of this scheme and fraud, but rather fictitious entities they stood up to perpetuate this ongoing fraud. This is a serious and egregious violation of a group that purported to dismantle violent extremist groups, but in turn actually only fueled the hatred. This is an important case brought by President Trump's administration. We're thankful for the president for his leadership and funding of not just the FBI and DOJ.
And they're all in it. Even though these guys are so-called exposing it, they're all in on it. Never get it twisted.
But his commitment to go out there and wipe out fraud and conspiracy and waste and abuse wherever it occurs, including the Southern Poverty Law Center. Even though this money was made to appear to be coming from legitimate people and legitimate entities, we at the FBI, with our great partners at the Department of Justice and in the state of Alabama, were able to comb through a decade worth of material, a scheme that took a decade to build, so that we were able to follow the money, because money never lies, and they got caught. As the Attorney General said, these charges are varying, they are widespread and wide-ranging, and this investigation is very much ongoing. Today we're here to announce the charges of the Southern Poverty Law Center and this investigation and the individuals who are responsible.
I'm gonna give all the praises.
So yeah, they've been ousted. How about that? But are we really surprised? Of course not, y'all. Of course not. And then this Esau, he loves to paint himself as the good, proper people of the earth. You niggers, you do this, you do that. We've created culture. These people are demons. They've just convinced you for a while that they're not. But their true nature is so cannibalistic that they can't hide it anymore, y'all. They're ripping their own selves apart. I got to get this scripture, Sirach 19. And the whole thing about that organization, we're making sure, we're getting rid of bad people, we're getting rid of hateful people, and thinking, no, you're not. This has been a whole sham. And here it is. What were they doing? They would hyper focus on, trying to incriminate Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Meanwhile, we don't have the ability to shoot missiles on anybody. We don't have the ability to commit espionage, espionage on a level that can overthrow a country. That's how these people do, y'all, man. Come on, man. Sirach 19. I want to start. You already know we got to start at verse 26. It says, "There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit, casting down his countenance and making as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware." Bingo. I want to get 28 is the main one. This man he's a sinful man in his nature. He will pretend like he doesn't know what's going on. He will pretend like he's ignorant. He will pretend like he's a good guy, but he is not. And the moment you feel that blade pierce your spine, when you turn around to look, he's going to slide that screen mask off, and then you'll know it was him, y'all. That's how that's how the so-called white man specializes. He loves to do evil in secret. He has the power to do it, and you wouldn't know it until the light gets shined on him by his own people. Read in verse 28. And if for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do evil. And that's all it was. So they pretended to be good for a time. And lo and behold, what were they doing? Taking that money. The very people they told you they were stopping is the very people they were funneling and funding that money to. So what does that look like? Guns, grenades, information. Nigga. Drones, body armor, helmets, glasses, vans. What do you think they do with that money? They use it to buy equipment. And when this shit pops off, those very same people they told you they were going to help take down when there's civil unrest, those are going to be the very same people rolling around in big ass, F-150s, Ram 1500s, F-350s with the dual turbo diesels, rolling around picking you niggas off, while you're busy telling us, the Hebrew Israelites, we're hateful, we're racist, we're being mean. That's not what the Bible said. These people are actively funding folk getting ready to slaughter you while pointing the finger at us. Ain't that some fucking shit? Ain't that some shit? The accuser of our brethren. Wait a minute. I just want to see if these niggas still got the website up. Oh, they do. Look at that. Look at they do. This is so full of shit. Southern Poverty Law Center. And I always thought that name was weird. Why some, I always thought that name was weird. And of course, they got a nigga picture on it. That shit don't mean nothing, man. And this is a script, man. Never trust your enemy. Snares, nets. This is how these people play. Because it is in the power of their hand, y'all. This is how these people play. They will make you think they are an ally and are not. We don't have any allies here amongst the nations. Nigga, you can't trust yourself half the day. We got Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right? We got the brotherhood, that's it. Now, in general, as our people, us the Israelites, you have your people. No heathen will ever truly actually help you. Right? Not to get it twisted with the Israelite foreigner brothers and sisters, right? Those are Israelites. They just look a little bit different. But the actual heathen, y'all, if they not serving us, they're against us. That's why they have to be put in subjection. So I'm just looking here at the website. Militias respond to Kirk assassination with calls for training violence. So, and now here it is perfect. That very same picture, right? This militia, who they're telling you that you need to be on the look for, the money that they were probably raising was going to buy them that fucking gear that they have on right there that they're telling you they want to kill your black ass with. That's how this shit works, y'all. Donate. They still taking donations, though. And then there's a certain point in time, ain't been on it in a long while, right? But you'll go on here and you could pull up a list of groups to look out for. And they would have us on there, the Israelites. Report hate. How you gonna report hate? What you gonna do? Well, what are they gonna get somebody a $10,000 ticket? How do I file a police report? Man, eat a dick. We have a very big hate claim to report against white people for everything they've done to us. Is anyone gonna help us with that? Can I get a case number? Can we take this up to the Supreme Court? Can a nigga get his reparations? Of course not, man. You ought to be a motherfucking clamshell fool. Get your name. Get your last name, get your address, get your email, get your school, get your birthday, get your location, just so they know where you're at. So when they move in on you, they can come kill your fucking monkey ass. What type of a fucking clown you gotta be, man? Oh shit, I got over late. It's lucky, y'all. I'm driving, but you gotta be a big fool, man. Let me see. find resources. I wanted to see. Oh, well, look, maybe they took the resources part down. My bad, Keisha. Let me see. Oh, okay, let me refresh it. I got another video too, though, and it goes in with it. Oh, okay. Oh, you have to click on it right there. Okay, alright, whatever. Racial justice issues, our commitment to challenge racism, blah, 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 empowering black communities, blah, 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 rooted in the South, blah, 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 a vision for change. And here it is, lo and behold, it was a whole lie. It was a whole fucking sham, y'all. Come on, man, you can't be that fucking stupid, Jake. We are, come on, they got niggas, they got Arabs. Meanwhile, it's being controlled by Edomites, so-called white males who are taking your money to fund it to the very same people that they said they're trying to protect you against. It's a whole joke, man. It's a whole joke. Revelation 12 and 10, it says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night." So we're waiting for these people to be cast down. It's going to be a beautiful day, which point all the fingers at everyone else. But they're the biggest criminal on the earth, the vagabond rolling around. Genesis, the 4th chapter. They've been pointing the finger at everybody else. Meanwhile, they're the victim villain, like something sick out of a cartoon. Right here, you type in this. Wow, look, history of Hebrew Israelism. Wow, the Hebrew Israelite movement is rooted in Black Judaism. Well, I'm just looking at this. Look at this. Now they got us on there, right? 2010. Holy fuck. It says this by Black Christians. It says birthed in late 1800s by Black Christians from the South Pentecostal Holiness movement. They claim to have received a revelation. America's recently emancipated slaves were God's chosen people, the true Hebrews. And this is, you see how they frame it like we're clinically insane. Bitch, maps, documents. Oh my gosh. The scriptures themselves primarily let us know we're the people. We're fucking physically described. Dark skin with hair of wool. But what do? Label you. Okay, wow, look at this. Editor's note. And this is how they extra rock you to sleep. Wow, man. Esau's a mug, y'all. It says the SPLC no longer supports the framing of black-led anti-Semitic hate groups as supremacists. So, you see right there? So, okay, we're black and we're hateful and we don't like the Amalekites, but we're not supremacists anymore. Why is that? It says because such characterizations perpetuate a false equivalency between what these groups represent and white supremacy. Any mention of racism in the context of black-led hate ideology described in this article does not appropriately reckon with the systematic force that is structural racism. Wow, so they're sitting, well, we're all, man, these motherfuckers, boy, they will rock your ass. Boy, Esau will rock you out your underwear if you let them. Because a nigga will read, well, okay, yeah, they haven't done as much as white people have, but they're still hateful, so we can't listen to them. That's all. A nigga will read that and fall right to sleep on it with his bib in his mouth. Boy, hey, they're good. Yeah, they're real good, but they're not going to deceive the elect, and that's all that matters, y'all. That's all. Hey, the scriptures say a wicked man has many trains, meaning what? Avenues, right? Different ways to get in. Esau Edom's entire goal is to deceive. And he was given that power. And if you don't know no better, this guy will fucking deceive you. And I'm gonna go get the other clip here in a second. But that's why, hey, it's a blessing, y'all. We're able to see clearly, even a little cute little article like that. We can see through that bullshit. We can read through the lines. The average person in the world, they can't read through the lines, y'all. When Esau speaks, they take that shit to heart more than what they mama say. And niggas deify they fucking mother. 2 Thessalonians 2 In 7 it says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So the mystery of iniquity is Esau Edom. Hey, he did a good job at hiding his heritage, but it's been rediscovered, just like ours was. He is the hidden evil that destroys wherever he goes. Verse 8, and then, this nigga brake, man, use your brake lights. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, Esau Edom, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So he's been revealed and he's going to be destroyed when our Lord returns. Hence, he's been trying to hide his identity for so long. It says, who's coming? It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. So this man has been given the ability to deceive the world, and he's done just that. Like it tells us in Revelation, he'll go out and deceive the world for a season. And that's what he's good at. Damn good at. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause the power shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie. This man is given, the Heavenly Father is giving the so-called white man the power and the persuasiveness to work on the minds of the people. The Heavenly Father is going to destroy the idiots who believe, and he's going to destroy these devils for perpetrating this shit throughout the world. It says that they might all be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And the system of white supremacy is very unrighteous, which these people joy and have pleasure in. They pretend like they're good. They wear their suits. They wear their ties. They pretend like they speak some good English, a bastard language. They'll help you get your kids signed up for the free lunch program. Meanwhile, the free lunch program is giving your kid cancer and breaking them down at a cellular fucking level. How about that? That's real power. To walk you into your own death and you don't even see it, and I'm gonna help you do it. That's real power. Come on now, y'all. We got this cunt getting exposed.
Mr. Secretary, my next question. Now, you've had some trouble with the truth.
Now here it is. This guy recently, we're gonna get rid of Red 40. We're gonna get rid of GMOs. So people was cheering him on. JFK Jr. or RFK Jr. Right? He's a health dude. He does a couple pull-ups, and you niggas clap like seals with a ball on your nose. See, he care about the American people. He care about our health. You know what he want to do to you dumb niggas? Let's see.
I've seen it myself during your appearances before Congress. And as we all saw clearly during your exchange last week with Congresswoman Sewell, can you admit today that you said every black kid can get reparented on a wellness farm? Can you admit that you said that?
Didn't get reparented on a wellness farm.
Well, let me read exactly what you...
Reparented on a wellness farm? Y'all, what do they call those? That's a re-education camp. He said, we gonna take you niggas and put you in fucking concentration camps and reroute you, and if you can't, we gonna... Now, he didn't say this part that I'm saying, right? If you can't, we'll kill you. But that's the point of a re-education, aka a concentration camp. You're gonna learn to do what you're told, or we're gonna kill you. Hey, the recent season of The Boys shows you that. All the people who are coming up against oh my goodness, the main supervillain, how do I forget his name? Omni-Man is invincible, and the other nigga is The Boys, Homelander, right? Anyone if you said anything online, they threw you in that camp. Same thing. You remember the movie Red Dawn, right? With the Wolverines, their parents, they was grabbed up. They was put in that re-education camp where that big TV was playing the message over and over again to psychologically break niggas. And what did he say to his sons? Avenge me! Avenge me! Right? That's what they want to do to you, Chase. And he got caught with his hand in a jar. So she's reminding him, and now he's playing dumb. All right, let me let it play. I'm sorry, y'all.
Black kid can get reparented on a wellness farm. Can you admit that you said that?
Oh my gosh.
Didn't get reparented on a wellness farm.
Well, let me read exactly what you said.
And look at them coons sitting behind him.
Said every black kid is now just standard. Put on Adderall, on SSRIs, benzos, which are known to induce violence, and those kids are going to have...
I'm sorry, y'all. I keep stopping it. So he's saying that instead of allowing these people to medicate your children, which may be sending them off to violence, we'll just take them and put them in concentration camps. boy, they'll get you, boy. And there'll be some stupid Keisha. Yeah, I'm gonna send my boy off. And look who's sitting behind him, 2 niggas. Hey, the one on the left looking a little bit strange, though. He looking like, huh? What do you say? The one on the right is completely gone. That nigga in the sunken place. Look at them butter bean ass niggas, man. Hold up, man. This is gonna be the picture. This is perfect. You got you got butter bean brainwashed, and you got the Jake that might be starting to halfway see it just from looking at the facial expressions. I don't know. And then you got the Edomite in the middle, who just, man, you can't make this shit up, man. Fuck me, dude.
Reparented on a wellness.
So let me read exactly what you said. You said every black kid is now just standard. Put on Adderall, on SSRIs, benzos, which are known to induce violence, and those kids are going to have a chance to go somewhere and get reparented, to live in a community where there'll be no cell phones, no screens. You know, you claim, in fact, you went on to say, actually the whole transcript was even worse. You said that if you could, you would send, quote, every black kid, again, your words, not mine, to go live on farms and work. Is that your
I would have to hear that recording because...
Well, I have the recording.
I have no memory of saying anything like that.
Yeah, well, I actually have the recording that I can give to you, but it is absolutely what you said. And if you want me to play it, I can play it.
But if you ask me what my opinion is, I do not believe that every black kid should be reparented on a wellness farm or whatever, and I have never believed that.
Well, you said it, sir. I have the video here. In fact,
I'm telling you, I don't believe it. That's not my vision for our country.
Well, I'm glad because it was ignorant to say, it was dangerous, and it was irresponsible.
Well, if I said it, I apologize, but I'd have to see the transcript.
Support. Wow. Let me see some. Wow. I don't remember saying that.
In a 2024 podcast.
Well, if I did say it, I'm sorry, but to the best of my memory, and like Elder Apostle Sahar said, that's how you can get out of it legally in a jam. You can do it. Well, I don't remember saying that. Bitch, we got you on camera. Man, y'all there, boy, they slicker than a rat. They slicker than a rat in a snake's belly, upside down in a tub of oil on a Tuesday. Goddamn you me. Man, this shit crazy, boy.
You suggested that black children on ADHD medication should be reparented.
That was Alabama Congresswoman Terry Soule during a House hearing on Thursday.
Boy, hey, he can't let that one down. They on his ass for that one.
She was pressing Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. over comments he made about reparenting black kids on ADHD medications.
I doubt that I said that right now. I'm not going to answer something that I didn't say.
You are not a doctor, have no formal medical training, and you've never parented a black child, and yet you are suggesting that the federal government should take black children away from their families and reparent them and send them off to some wellness farm instead of providing them with evidence-based
You're just making stuff up.
I am absolutely not making this up.
Here he is on the podcast High Level Conversations.
Oh, shit. Okay, let's let it play. Let it play, baby. Let it play.
With 19 Keys when he was running for president.
Psychiatric drugs, which every black kid is now just standard put on Adderall, SSRIs, benzos, which are known to induce violence.
Oh, so the reason why all you niggas are violent is because all of you are being overly medicated in the school systems, which you see, come on, y'all. Which, now to a point, this is something Dr. Umar Johnson got famous for speaking on, right? If you didn't, for some of y'all that are new, you think he just became famous for telling you not to sleep with white women or, get in that school. Remember, Dr. Umar Johnson, he is an actual psychiatrist. Back in the day, right, he got famous for helping get young Jake boys off these medicines that was fucking niggas up. Because, Esau, the mothers, you got a son that's out of control. The nigga just needs his dad in his life, right? So you go get him on these pills. Now he's all fucked off in the head. And so he was very instrumental, especially over in the East Coast area, right? D.C., Maryland, right? Virginia, right? The up over there on the coast. Maybe not so much Virginia, because not a whole lot of niggas in Virginia, but you understand what I'm saying. He was helping get Jake off the medicines and helping to, he was teaching our people, how to try to help re-psychologize your son so he ain't so angry. This devil, right, is now taking that same, well, see, we can get him off the medicines. We need to send him off to this little camp with no phone, no TV. Boy, you'll never see your son again. Come on, Jake. Boy, they're good. Esau's good, but he's not that good.
And those kids are going to have a chance to go somewhere and get reparented, to live in a community where there'll be no cell phones, no screens. You'll actually have to talk to people.
Now, despite Kennedy's comments, research suggests that across all mental health conditions, Black children tend to be less likely to receive treatment compared with white children, including antidepressants. And some experts say these drugs may be associated with irritability, but not necessarily violence, and every patient is different. But Kennedy's comments, they raise questions around his views on medicine, mental health, and race.
Even today, Black children are removed from their homes at higher rates than white children, not because of their greater harm, but because of long-standing bias and built-in institutionalism.
Yep, hey, and go read the book, Medical Apartheid. It's well known of the United States medical mistreatment of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans because we are the former slaves, right? Hey, phrenology, the study of skulls. Man, I was from, what's his name? Samuel Cartwright, one of the doctors from back in the day. He said the white man's skull is a temple for their brain. He said a nigga's skull is like a hard shell to help them absorb hard blows. That's what they think of you. Nigga, if I'm lying, I just read it in the book the other day. Dr. Samuel, what was it, Samuel something Cartwright? Come on, y'all. Are you surprised by what these people do and say? You shouldn't be.
You to suggest that Black families are not capable of raising their own children is deeply offensive. In a 2020...
And so, yeah, then that's how they do, y'all. I mean, so are we surprised? And you saw them two monkeys behind them. Hey, you trust this guy to your own peril. And when you walk into something, either he gonna brainwash you so clean you don't even realize it anymore, or when that blade touch you, that's when you gonna realize, oh shit, I fucked up. So I'm in with this, man. Hey, they speak softly. Let me think. Imagine how to throw thee into a pit. Let me do that. Let me do throw pit. He speak a good one, y'all. Let me do. Woo! Sirach 12, of course, baby. I'm going to just get this right. We don't even need to go to verse 10. You already know what verse 10 says. Sirach 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. That's all that has to be said. That's all that has to be said. So are we surprised? No, we're not surprised. Hurt? Maybe. Shocked? Not so much. Surprised? Never. Hey, man, so I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachachurash, double honors to the elders and apostles.